No matter when or how our nation's children enter the foster care system, there are many inherent challenges, but the system itself has been reforming, focusing more than ever on keeping children safely in their own homes whenever possible.
We take children outside of the context of family and focus more on protection than we do on prevention and building families. We are only dealing with part of the issue. And I think that the challenge is, how do we not allow these two things to compete with each other?
This is particularly true in states like Florida, which historically has had one of the highest foster care rates in the nation.
In the late 1990s, the Florida legislature mandated that the State Department of Children and Families move to a community-based foster care system.
When I first came to the department, I sat down with about 12 or 15 kids who'd aged out of foster care. To a child, they told me they would have rather stayed at home and dealt with the problems they had at home than to go on in the foster care system.
Currently, there are nearly 24 community-based organizations in the state of Florida working to do just that. One of those is the Partnership for Strong Families, which serves the North Central Florida community.
There's absolutely no question that children must be protected. There's also absolutely no question that unless you have a strong family for that child to connect with, that child cannot grow and develop in the healthy way that we want them to.
Partnership for Strong Families is a nonprofit foster care and adoption agency. We were established in 2004, and our mission is to help the community protect children. We work with the community to help keep families strong and protect children from abuse and neglect, or who have been abused and neglected.
All of the partnership's initiatives and services are aimed at minimizing or even eliminating the amount of time that a child spends in foster care.
We are often faced with immediate decision making as social workers and can be criticized for removing a child when that child didn't have to be removed, or leaving a child when that child should have been removed. So one of the biggest challenges to our system is getting that first decision right.
So if you're a family in this community who is struggling, maybe isn't providing the best care, maybe to the point where the child is not safe and they're not well protected in your home. In the past, you may have had a very high likelihood of having your child removed and brought into foster care. Now, we mobilize services, we get community agencies involved, and we bring a team to the table to decide, can we keep this family together? Can we serve this family and prevent the difficult experience, the trauma that's involved with children being removed from their families?
And child advocates say the community plays a very powerful role in helping families stay intact.
Our state secretary has a great saying. He says that for community-based care to work, it has to involve the community and they have to care.
The partnership also provides expert support should foster care or adoption need to happen. And innovative community involvement, like the Library Partnership, provides an extended family support system.
For this project, we partnered with the Alachua County Library District so that in one location, we have a dynamic resource for the community. In that one location, families in the area can come and access a fully functioning branch of the county library. In the same location, we have a resource center where they can come to access services from over 30 different agencies that are partnering with us.
Think about a child in the context of a family. Think about a family in the context of a community. And think about the community in the context of being the family support network. Today, because we have family members living so far from each other, sometimes you have a vulnerable family that has no real connection in their community. Well, in steps the Partnership for Strong Families, which builds that opportunity for a vulnerable family to have a connection.
Both Secretary Sheldon and at-risk families say the results speak for themselves.
In the last 2.5 years, we've had a 35% reduction in children out of home care, over 10,000 fewer kids in the foster care system than there were. That's amazing.
Now what that means is that a lot of the issues and problems that foster care systems, in Florida in particular, have been notorious for, overloaded foster homes, real high caseloads, high caseworker turnover, those things are all brought in under control.
Much of the partnership's care involves counseling, crisis intervention, and support services for substance abuse and domestic violence.
Should I stay and make it work, or does it hurt the kids? I think with parents, we're always asking ourselves, which is the best choice that I can make for my kids. Partnership for Strong Families, it's like what the name says. It's like a partnership to help families.
We looked at the 15-year window of time for children in care from end of 2005 to the year 2020. And what we saw was an unacceptable trend if things continued as they were at that time. If nothing changed from 2005 to the year 2020, 11 million more of our children will become victims of child abuse and neglect in this country. And so we have started down this path of change, and it's a change that we believe is absolutely possible when people in states, people in communities, people in counties around this country step up and say, we're willing to face the challenge.
Many experts agree that children who remain with their families and forego foster care have better outcomes in life. Thankfully, leading child advocates and community partners are helping more of those families to stay together. Like the Partnership for Strong Families, a nonprofit organization serving North Central Florida. They have reduced their foster care population by 38% by offering community programs that assist families in crisis.
We believe that change is possible. We believe that groups like the Partnership for Strong Families are leading the way in that change. The state of Florida is leading the way in that change.
The Partnership for Strong Families provides family preservation, foster care, and adoption services for abused, neglected, and at-risk children. To learn more, including how you can help, call 1-866-310-7326 or go to pfsf.org.